So you just go like this. There you go.
Okay. All right, let's start down here. Hello. Here we are.
We're live.
We're live.
Just
Rosalie
flew in.
and
We're
Rachelle.
real live twin sisters.
I know, and we're not even ready. Just like we usually aren't.
So raw and real, right?
Well, let's go here
Straight
first.
up. Pull it straight up. And adjust it with the thing.
We're just going to give you a brief intro to the family really quick before we talk about ourselves, because I put some pictures on Facebook, and if you can show this here. This is our
This
baby
is our childhood
pictures.
home, and this is our wall of childhood pictures.
From
Yeah.
oldest,
So
going
go back so we can get
Susie,
everybody.
John, Janice,
Susie, John,
Evie,
Janice,
Whit,
Ed.
Ben,
and
Nancy,
Tommy,
Shelley,
Shelley twins.
Yes.
We tried to see how fast we could do it.
Yeah, when we set
So.
the table, counting who was here.
Yes. Okay, so Nancy, my sis, do you want to flip it to you for a second?
No, not really.
Is
It's okay. I'll say hi. I'll peek in. This is Mike over here.
So
Yeah.
they're the media gurus.
yeah, the media gurus. So
Well, on the spot, you know.
I know we've got this
Not that
Osmo
we-
thing, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So it's
Awesome, Osmo.
And if you
Yeah.
test it, yes.
thanks, Mike. You're doing great.
You're doing good. You
Okay,
guys look
cool.
sharp.
It's look sharp. Great.
So here's
Okay,
the whole family.
Family picture of everybody here.
All 12 children.
Oh,
Mom
this
and
was
Dad.
like 30 years ago plus.
Now, can you
Yes.
pick me out? I mean, Rose looks exactly the same.
Yeah, that's what
And you
someone
look
was
the
saying
same,
yesterday.
Nance, and I look like way different. So that's me over there. Believe it or not, that's crazy. I know. I had really long hair. So yeah,
This is one of my preferred portraits. I have worse
yeah.
other
So-
pictures.
And then we have.
Oh, wait. Now I've got to turn it back around.
Okay.
Ah, how do you
Did you get it?
come?
Okay.
Yeah, just turn it back around.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'm really raw and real here. We're not trying to finish it.
All right.
I'm
Oh,
to
there it
track
is. I got
everybody.
it. Okay, cool. Okay.
To love is to serve. Okay. got
Okay,
that.
yeah, that's our family. That was our family motto,
Yep.
right? And there's no joy without pain, right?
Then we have the clusters of the
Okay, so
families
here's
here.
family stuff here.
No pain, no gain.
No joy without
No
pain.
joy without pain.
Okay, but we're kind of done with that. We're like into grace and
Balance.
ease. We're into the breakthrough, not
Yeah,
breakdowns,
we'll
right?
talk about breakthroughs. So, yeah, these are not up to date, but this is our large family here.
Okay, so
And
I'm getting
Um,
we have family pictures.
with 8 boys and 3 girls. But you might have, if you,
future.
yeah, because you're a family forever.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, anyway, this is our entryway. So everybody that comes here, that is part of the gigantic Payne family, can just see what they're part of. They're part of a great family that we love a lot of people and accept a lot of people into our family. So one
Yeah.
day we'll have to tell you the additions
We have
that we have.
extended family
Yes.
From all over the world.
from all over the world.
Mom was
It's
just
just the
telling-
best thing ever.
Yeah, Mom was just
Adopted.
telling Ruth Jane Ann, who so you're going to see again after
I
22
know.
years.
That'd be
After
so
20
exciting.
from the Philippines,
She's
all
here.
about the different people that we've had live here from Cambodia and
And they
Yeah.
come back and
Mongolia
visit,
and, yeah.
and it's such a delight.
Yeah,
such
so
a
how
joy.
many foreign exchange students have you had, Rose?
We've had 7.
7. Okay, we are getting one from Japan. We're getting our 3rd next year, so we're
This
we're on
next year, we're
3.
going to have Sweden and Finland join us.
What? You're getting
Yes.
2?
2 of them.
Okay, so they're
Keep up.
just awesome.
it's not a competition,
So, not
okay?
only- No, but not
It's
only
such a joy.
Not only do you have 11 plus the 7, and now you're gonna have 2 more. So
Yeah.
they have an amazing family. We'll have to talk about.
And our Norwegian daughter that we have right now, her parents came in February and got to stay, and we got to show them where we live and how we do things, and it was really fun.
No family's
So-
better hosts than these two. I'll just say that whenever we go visit.
This is the cook. Okay, I'm not as good of a cook. I love to cook, but man, these
Talking
guys.
about just Thanksgiving for about 100 and something people,
150 people.
150 people.
They're
yeah.
amazing.
And
Okay.
years.
Good
So,
times, good memories.
So we're coming up. This is a, yeah. So
this
all of
is
this
the
used to
living
be
room.
outside. Yeah, this is our. You see our
Lower living room
70s
and
house.
upper living room.
We still have the same carpet
Yeah,
from the 70s.
split level.
It's pretty.
Kept your shoes on. I always keep mine
It's
off
just
at home.
classic.
Because
Yeah, see,
Classic
we have
carpet.
lots of updating someday to do in
Yeah.
this house. But you know what? It's
Oh wait, this heater is pretty
Oh,
important right
okay.
here.
Oh, yes.
this little
See
heater.
this heater.
This heater used to be enclosed by mirrors, a big push out of mirrors.
And we had come in from the outdoors, actually this was the outdoor door, right, like where this step up is.
Yeah.
So it's, this was all a front patio through here. And this was going to the outside, and then
This
Yeah.
was our gathering place.
Yeah, so we would get
This heater
we
in the
would get
floor, we get
blankets.
blankets, and they'd puff up when the air came
I
on.
know.
And we learned how to go Jimmy rigged the thermostat to push it up and
to turn
make
on
it
the
come
heater.
on again.
And we
yes,
read
our
books
Dad would burst
endlessly.
a blood vessel.
So
And
I would
just
read
talk
Hardy
forever,
Boys.
yeah.
Hardy Boys. I read all the Hardy Boys, and she would read all the Nancy
Nancy
Drews, and we'd
Drews.
sit and and we'd also go outside and get snow and make our own snow cones with Hawaiian punch syrup.
Yes,
Remember that?
and molasses.
And Rosie was
molasses,
very
yeah.
creative and came up with stuff that sounded gross to us, but she was now she has a big time gourmet cook operation
Oh,
going on in
yes.
Arizona.
Very
Okay,
adventurous.
so we're gonna just do a quick house tour because we wanted to talk some.
Well, I
more,
just
so.
wanted to say too, though, that this whole
Oh.
area in front of this is a fireplace behind here. We hung this whole wall
Yes.
with the Christmas
You
stockings,
saw that
And
in
we'd
the Facebook post. I put
Oh,
that.
yeah.
and
I
we
put
just
that.
would sit here and just like, look at the magic of these stuffed stockings. Like, was Santa
was
really
magical.
here? Or was
How
it?
did they come
Super
filled
magical.
all of them overnight? It was amazing.
Yeah.
These are my mom's parents, the Morgans. So
Uh-huh.
that's actually why we named my daughter Morgan. After this is an amazing picture.
A painting.
A painting,
Painting.
of oil.
An oil painting. Let me say, just you see these mountains and these clouds. Well, that's what I posted flying in the airplane, just barely. Like this sunk in my brain when I was a child, and this is just the feeling I had. Like this is amazing being in the mountains. You just have this feeling like you're at one with the mountains, and I don't know if
And
This
the
valley.
likenesses are very good of our
The valley.
grandparents. That is
Yeah.
what they looked like. This is captured so nicely by the artist. Amazing.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Dean
my-
Fawcett.
Dean
This is-
Fawcett,
Fawcett.
very
he's pretty
talented.
well known. And Ruth
Amazing
Jane Ann
painter.
Del Rosario just joined us, and we were just talking about her actually.
Awesome!
So,
I can't wait to see
I've been
you.
waving at everybody.
Can't
for
wait to
his-
see
For
you.
you.
You're
You're
coming up to the
watching.
house, right? In a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
Yep.
Okay, come upstairs here. This used to be our bedroom, all three of us in here, but
Yeah.
it's kind of.
And we always had art, different art coming up here
Yeah.
that we had a family night you'll talk about.
Okay, so this is the most important, probably, part of our home growing up. Was this right here?
Yes.
See this?
Our dinner table.
Yeah,
This is probably
we didn't
where.
clean it too much. It's kind of, I got my,
It's very
Computer over
homey.
there.
Yeah,
homey
well,
look.
Let's come together here.
Lived
So,
in.
so this was important because, well, let's just do a
This
quick
is-
tour and
it's
then.
the same table we've had
Can you show the
since
bathroom,
the,
Mary? 'Cause I got
No, I'm not
Oh.
gonna show the bathroom.
but yeah, this
Oh,
is
so
just the
that-
last couple of years of
Pride.
pictures here.
Or sit in there.
And Mom takes them down, Grandma takes them down,
Okay.
and files them away, and then starts
Yeah.
all over doing the whole new.
Yeah,
Wow.
and Mom keeps track of that as you know. But this
This was the table since we
my
were
dad
babies.
would sit here. My mom would sit here with this little cushion.
50-year-old table.
And it was custom made out of.
Yes.
And this was
This
my
is our
high chair.
chair.
I guess we both shared
take
this or
turns.
something.
Yeah.
We would take. Actually, I asked Mom, and she said she would hold one of us, and the other one would sit here.
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh, so there's times she's had you both in her arms
Yes.
when the lizard ran across the
okay, we'll come
potatoes
over
and
here,
gravy
Rose.
at one time.
No, so the reason this was a very important place is because I would get private lessons from Rose, private tutoring lessons on meiosis, the difference between mitosis and meiosis, like,
And osmosis.
well, anything that I didn't
Yeah.
understand, math, algebra, whatever. We would do our homework here, and my dad would sit here and read the newspaper or look at stocks, or he was a brilliant man, and he would just know everything, like he was an encyclopedia. So,
We hosted an AP biology study session with 5 fetal pigs dissected that we've spread out here to then learn the functions.
Yes.
What did they do? Where is
much
it?
has been accomplished here at this table. Besides having
We'd read scriptures,
Scripture
gather,
studies,
read
6 in the
scriptures.
morning.
And encyclopedias the old
And
way.
yes.
Yeah, and reading encyclopedias.
Well,
and
instead of pigs, I did lobsters. I had remember I had
Oh,
the
yes,
whole
I remember
chart with all the
lobsters.
lobsters parts.
yeah, and imagine
labeled.
12 children around here, plus all of their families and the nieces and nephews. I've posted a lot of pictures when I've come home, so you've seen this table a lot of times. But probably the most important instruction has gone on right here, which has made a lot of us who we are, you know?
Yes.
So, anyway, okay. Moving on. The kitchen is just amazing, but
Well, this layout is actually a
Small.
Frank Lloyd Wright yeah,
House plan.
a house plan, and then they kept adding on and adding on.
just
This
because we have
is a-
some cool things. Okay, this is a
Old
milk
style.
bar. We have milk and water in here.
And root
And-
beer in the summer.
We'd
Root
make
beer in
root
the
beer in
summer.
there. Just, it was amazing to see that brown fizzy
Yes.
liquid coming out ice cold.
Just as much as
Yeah.
you wanted. It was amazing.
and this
yeah.
has
Yeah.
stayed for 50 years. We're
No,
kids.
more than
Maybe.
50 years.
Yeah,
It's never
60,
had gone through a
60
repair.
It's amazing.
Ever.
Amazing. So
They don't make them like
too
they
bad you
used
can't
to
get
right
one of
here.
those. But if you want to use it, you're welcome to come here anytime. You can try the famous Payne Milk Bar. So
Yes.
okay. Anyway, we're gonna run into.
And it's a very small, modest kitchen, but wow, it has served hundreds,
Yeah,
hundreds
it's
of
just, I have some nice hot soup laid out for you, but
Oh,
they're
thank
gonna
you.
wait till after you're done
Yes.
Right. And Mom
doing
always
this.
puts special things about the Savior right here. So that's
Yes.
Yeah,
a
this
good
starting
reminder
with
for us.
starting
Center
with
of our
this.
home right here, the core.
I take in my hand the shield of faith. I take in my hand the sword of his spirit. I will go forth clothed with the whole armor of God. I will return home with honor. So, and then these we've got the Christ cleanses, heals, restores, identifies, strengthens, and transforms. We got to turn on some lights
Okay.
here.
Yeah. Oh, here are the lights. Ta-da. Okay, it has been updated a little bit. This used to be outside, and so this is our backyard.
Yeah, we watched the
Really
snow
fun.
through these windows. We actually had somebody walk through one of these windows one time because they
I
didn't.
remember
Yes.
that.
It was Kevin, wasn't
It
it?
was Ken Balser.
Ken
Yeah, his
Balser.
dad.
Yeah. Okay,
Ken's
we're gonna
dad.
come in this room here.
Okay, so this is where we have lots of people on both tables, and that goes out to the outside garden. Got a
We
little
had to
indoor
expand
garden.
after expanding the family and friends.
Yeah. This was one of my favorite rooms ever. It still is.
It's known as the upper living room.
Yes.
And the
Because
celestial
of
room.
do aerobics in here and run back and forth. That was before I learned about strength training, which is super great.
Yes,
So,
it's nicer.
but you could have a beautiful view of Timpanogos out these windows, and we'd have a lot of family get-togethers here, special family meetings, and
Which we just had on Easter. This
wedding
whole
receptions.
place was filled with about 50
Yes.
people.
So
And
we-
the artwork is reminders of our
we wanted to sit and chat
grandparents'
some.
collection. Many wonderful memories.
This
of-
one over on the
of
left
them
is
here.
400 years old. An Italian.
Which one?
With Christ.
middle one?
Christ and Pietà.
Yeah.
The Pietà.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it reminds us of our grandparents as well, and just
and the collections from around the world of travel and little doll
Yeah.
collections. I remember getting into this little cabinet
somebody's here.
with my sister, and we would
Oh, go
We
show the
would-
doll collection.
Yeah, the doll
Dolls,
collection.
well, I don't know.
and
Can
we
we
would
get there?
play with these dolls. And
Well, there's dolls over here that came from all over the world.
see, those
I
are
was-
our twin dolls. There's a lot of us twins right here that they bought little twinner dolls to remind to bring back home as not belonging to us, but as.
Do you remember
I
these?
do remember.
My goodness, these are still alive. Can you believe it? These are our Japanese. Were you the one with the baby, or what?
No, I
Which
think
one?
this was me.
I was the one?
Oh
with
yeah,
the
you
baby?
had the, and you wore your hair like that actually, Rosie,
I
sometimes.
did. They did that for me.
It takes me way
Princess
back.
Leia, see, she got it from me.
Okay. Okay, well now we need to sit down and chat some about what we were going to talk about.
Barbie says, love that home. She's on.
Love you, Barbie. I'm
Love
so
you,
glad.
Barbie. Miss you. Love to see you online.
Yeah, so we were just going to sit over here, Nance. Is this good right here?
Sure.
Or is it lighter over here?
It's lighter over here.
Yeah.
Maybe? Okay.
I just did a podcast about this big.
I loved everything in twos. These reminded me
Yeah.
of us twins too. Did you know that? Even though it's male female, but I always just loved the little twos. All the
So
time.
this was many of the siblings' dates. Like, this is where you could hide away from the rest of the family and, like,
We would
talk to your
sneak in
date.
and
And we would,
spy
like,
on the dates.
try and look through the doors there to see them kissing each other or something. Like, oh, Ben really likes this girl.
peeping twins, not peeping toms.
No, this was a...
Trying to
And
gauge
then
the seriousness of these.
Yeah.
We'd wrap
these
up in
partners.
that like a burrito, like just.
Oh,
it was
yes, this
so.
was so
I don't know where
nice.
this came from, but...
It came from New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand.
Yeah,
Okay.
when they went traveling.
Barbara
So-
says, "Love you too."
Now, let me grab you a chair. Talk for a second.
So, Shelly and I were going to talk about how we're twins and yet we're fraternal, and how we were different in our childhoods and how we are the same as well.
Well, yeah, because you probably saw in some of those pictures, like I was probably 8 inches or 6 inches taller than Rose growing up. I don't know if it's because I was very athletic, that I went through puberty faster. I don't know what it was.
Sooner,
Or if I ate
much.
more and I went faster.
But I was
So-
in a class picture all 6 years of elementary school. I was the very end one. They
You
know
felt
my
like a
height,
runt.
and I was always.
The run to
And
the
I'm-
family, no.
I'm sure Grandma said it's because you were such a picky eater. Like she thought you were going to starve to death because you wouldn't eat anything.
She said it would be amazing if I lived into my 20s. And I was about 11 at the time.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
I did not eat healthy vegetables and fruits. I thought I had plenty of fruits, but I just
Yeah.
didn't eat those vegetables. And
We ate a lot more
Now-
vegetables than most families, though.
I just had to learn how
Yeah,
to
but-
cook them
Well, 'cause
correctly.
we had our own garden, so
I
we'd have to
love them all now, yes.
pick our own peas and carrots and apples and apricots and peaches.
It wasn't
always more
exclusive.
interested
We
in
just did that as
Yeah.
you know.
Green beans.
part of
I'd go out and eat the green beans fresh off the vine. It was
Yeah.
good.
Those were good.
Well, so what's interesting though, like in high school, people thought that we were just friends.
because we were together a lot.
She was a cheerleader. I did sports, but they didn't even know we were sisters, let
A
alone
lot of them.
twins.
Mhm.
So what's interesting is we ended up becoming so much alike. Like we're the same height now, about the same weight.
Can share clothes.
We've had a lot of children.
Yeah.
Between the
8
two of
is
us,
not enough, right?
8's not enough. What about 11 is not enough? So she was trying to beat mom and dad, but no, I know you weren't.
Yeah.
No,
I
but
didn't have
between
a
the two
number
of
in my
us,
head.
19 kids.
Mhm.
Isn't that pretty
Yes.
amazing? Well, and it was something I didn't know I was gonna enjoy being a mother so much. But,
Right.
And did you ever feel
Yeah.
competitive, like who could have the most kids in our family?
Not at
Never.
all.
I don't think any of us did,
Never.
None of us.
and we
Did
weren't
not
trying to
have that
compete with
thought
mom
whatsoever.
either.
Yeah.
No, like so share that. Like, how did you know your husband Jonathan comes from a family of 10, 8
Yeah.
boys?
He's the oldest of 10. I'm the youngest of 12, and our
yeah.
family
Well,
is
he has 8 boys, 2 girls, and you guys have 8 boys, 3
3
girls,
girls.
which is pretty amazing. So a lot of boys. But so how did you guys decide to have 11?
when we'd gather for family prayers, we'd be counting who all's here. There's somebody missing, and then they'd all be there, and we'd thinking, uh-oh. We both thought somebody was missing, and it just got stronger and stronger that someone was missing, and we couldn't deny that feeling inside. And oftentimes would say, "Where's my little brother?" Or "We're missing a baby. It's time to have another baby. I know they're supposed to come." And lots and lots of stories like that from 6 on to 11.
Wow.
And my husband liked round numbers, so at 6 he felt pretty comfortable. 7 happened, and then he just thought, well, we can't stop at 7. That's an odd number, so let's go for 8. So he'd try for 8, and then 8 would be fine. He'd be comfortable, and then someone was missing, couldn't deny it, and so 9,
So-
and then he'd go for 10, and
And so now you're a grandma.
our 11 was a gift. I'm a grandma.
I'm not a grandma
2 little
yet,
girls.
but I'm not wishing to be grandma yet.
2
But
little granddaughters. They're so
is that
just
fun? Being a
absolutely
grandma?
precious. Yes.
So that's one difference. I guess we found a difference.
Yeah, but that's only
No,
short
I'm
lived.
just kidding. Yeah.
So you went through a twin study back at college,
Yes,
and
we did.
they
Yeah.
came up with some similarities and differences there.
Yeah, well, one interesting thing about the twin study is I I became a runner because of it, actually.
I didn't. Went through the same thing and yet
Yeah.
diverged.
We did a 5K together or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't get hooked. It was not the
Yeah.
addictive thing for me.
Well, she was like I said, the cheerleader.
I like strength training. I'm addicted to that.
Yeah. Yeah, thank goodness. That's really important. So, so the twin study was really good. It was testing the hereditary effects of exercise, but honestly, I don't remember the differences. What were the differences? I think maybe my VO2 max was a little bit different, but
So what
I'll
does
have
that
to
mean
find
for
out.
people that don't know what you're?
well,
The
so your
oxygen.
your lung capacity pretty much maybe was better for me than hers, but body fat percentage, we both lost quite a bit of. So what we did is we started out biking 2 days and running 2 days per week, so 4 days a week, and it was a 6
And we
month
had to
long.
exercise together the same amount of time.
Yeah, it was like 6 month long study.
Yeah,
So
we got credit.
The
for
fun
it, a
thing
PE
was-
credit.
yeah, we hung out with like 33 twins,
And triplets.
sets of twins
Was
and triplets.
so much fun to get
We
to
had
know all
twin
of them.
parties here several times,
Yes.
all twins. It was really fun, and we
One of our
dated.
favorite classes in college,
Yeah.
probably.
We dated a few of them. It was fun.
Mhm.
So, okay, well, let's talk a little bit about some of the barriers to having a large family.
Getting anywhere on time is a challenge, a hurdle.
Yeah.
And then looking presentable once you get there, being in a nice mood when you get there, and staying presentable throughout the duration of whatever event you're doing.
I think you. I
That's a
think you
challenge.
both. I can see the growth though over the years that not much ruffles your feathers. It's more feeling a little bit stressed. Well, like Jonathan is used to working with crews and companies, and he likes having things, more
Aligned.
predictable.
Plus he's the oldest of all of his
He's the
brothers.
oldest. It comes naturally.
Yeah, I mean he's
to
the
him, it really
oldest, and
does.
so there's a contrast there that
Very different for the youngest. I wasn't worried about more than just myself, the tail end. As long as I got there, that'd be fine. I wasn't used to expanding and overseeing anything.
So the
else,
role has
so-
been switched, and you've had lots of rough edges smoothed through working as a team over
It's
the
been a
years.
refining
So yeah,
experience.
what are some of the breakthroughs for that? Like,
I
how
had
did
to
you
learn
figure
to
out how to get on
delegate.
time or help each other? You told me a little bit about that. What
She had
did
to
you do?
organize with her kids for delegations
Oh, yeah,
of the
so
young,
what
older
about-
Well,
kids.
what we mainly did, especially the biggest, for having so many kids, the biggest thing is safety and protection. That they're not just running anywhere they want as we go through a parking lot and, cars. There's some really dangerous little ones just darting into a street or whatever. So protection and safety was prime issue. So
Did you have a
we
buddy
solved
system
that
then?
with the buddy system, where I would get the youngest, the baby of the family, and my next oldest, the oldest daughter would get the next youngest, and so on, which really made it a lot nicer, because then I'm just keeping my eye on the oldest ones, and they're paired, so it cuts it immediate in half how many to watch out for. But the nice
Effect.
Result. The big win that I wasn't expecting was, as you have another one, then I'm taking care of that next baby, and so it shifts so that the oldest one gets the next little one, and they kind of shift upward so that all the kids got to bond with each of their brothers and sisters in really wonderful ways, where the youngest ones have great memories of the caretaking that each of their siblings had when they were connected with them
Which
for
is
a year and
yeah.
a half or so until the
awesome.
next edition, and get used to returning and reporting on things to them, and having them, they're all really trained well to be parents. They babysat, but they find it very easy to be asked to babysit for another family that might have 5 or 6 kids, and they're like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
So-
our kids are great babysitters. Like, we've had them come watch our kids while we've traveled, and they're just amazing.
And they're great babysitters for grandma now.
Yeah, they are.
And now they're here taking care of grandma.
They work
Your
really
grandma.
hard and are
Very
dependable.
responsible. I've noticed that. And
So are yours, Shell.
that's the same thing that we enjoyed together, though. Like our older siblings have always
Oh yeah, I've
been our
loved
best
bonding with-
friends. We've
yeah.
always bonded in different ways. We'd go stay with some and visit over the summer with some of the older
When they'd
siblings.
move away
and
to a
their
different
kids.
state, we'd be able to go do a
Visit.
summer swap.
Yeah.
And just
But
really
that's
fun.
Lots of adventure.
a breakthrough for a large family. Honestly, is the relationships that they have with one another. We have had
building
with another
friendships
is
that
just,
last your whole
Yeah,
lifetime.
you always have someone to
Well, we've
talk
also
to. Even if you
you
fought with somebody,
relate
then you can
once you-
go talk to somebody else that you have been in a fight with, right? If I was in a fight with her, then I'd go talk to Julie. And if Julie made me mad, then I'd go talk to Rose.
Right. Yeah.
Or
Someone
Nancy.
to commiserate with.
Nance, let's go play racquetball, right? I'm sick of
Yeah.
these girls.
Yeah, I was in between all the boys. Maybe you'll see someday the trailblazing that had to happen.
And then you
Right.
all,
At times.
you all
Well, see, but-
mature once you get to in your 20s,
Yeah.
even your late teens, you relate with each other in the natural trials
Yeah,
of
instead
life
of
and
instead of vertical,
connect.
older, younger,
Yeah,
it
it all
becomes
pairs out and it's
horizontal and mutual sharing.
Mhm.
But I don't think Mom. I was
we're
surprised.
emotionally safe with one another too.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that in our family.
Right.
Well, and Mom and Dad, I didn't realize that. I thought they're more strict with the oldest and then less strict
Loosen
with
with
us. But it was the other way around. They didn't have as much structure with the older ones, and they had more structure with us. But they're a lot more trusting too. I mean, that was a
Yeah.
gift they gave me, was a lot of trust.
Yes, it was really awesome. So we've you talked a little bit about the similarities that we've had. Differences were interesting. I always said she was a cheerleader. I played basketball, volleyball, did track. But one thing that was really great is Rose is a good word, a brainiac. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rose is so
That's better than
intelligent.
nerd, isn't
She
it?
has unwritten books galore within
Yeah,
her
how many?
that
Like 4?
I have at least 6 books that I really
So
just
you
to
need
sit down
you
and
need the
write.
doer part of the team to
7
like
if I-
make you do it.
7
so,
if I include
anyway.
my courtship
Yeah.
as a novel.
Shelley's always
That's
been
it,
very
yeah.
goal oriented too, and your physical goals, your structural, like with your
Get stuff done.
your schooling. It'd frustrate you that you were more dedicated at times, and Rosie just could
Wing it.
and do
A
well.
on the test.
Nail it.
No problem.
Yeah.
No, it was really great though because Rose.
Oh, I have to tell something really funny. I loved reading. I would just escape through books.
Escape is a
I
good word.
loved locking myself somewhere quiet or going outside in nature where I could just read to my heart's content. And even
Where's
in
Rose?
I know she's reading. Go find her. And we would go on long car trips. And I remember in the back seat, the street lights on the freeway, and you'd be able to go, and you'd read another paragraph and then wait for the next one because it'd be too dim to
Kids
see.
have no idea what that
Kids
was
have
like.
No idea what that is. Like they have a phone to read.
Yeah, and it
Holy
lights
cow.
up at night.
Or
So
just
spoiled,
even
so
lights,
spoiled.
Yeah.
flashlights.
Think
But
what you
anyway,
would've
my
been with a
mother,
phone.
our mother gave me the Anne of Green Gables triple book set for my birthday, which falls in April. We're celebrating our 50th birthday. Like in some like a hot
Half a
half
century.
makes a girl think. Yes. So she said, I'm giving this to you. I was gonna wait till after school finals. You've got to promise me that you won't read it and not study
Please
for
don't
your
read this
finals.
book. Not yet.
I'm gonna give it as a gift, but just self-restraint. Oh no, I could not do that. So I just read it straight through. I sacrificed eating, sleeping till I made it through. That's just how I was. I got sucked.
That's why she
into
didn't grow, because she was reading growing up instead of eating, and I was
Maybe that's
eating.
it. But I did. I stayed up and just read it and really had to cram the night before and not sleeping again to cram for AP tests, AP English and AP Biology.
Yeah.
And I was worried for the first time in my life, but I was just really glad that I had scratched that itch of Anne of Green Gables, all 3 stories. And I got 5s on the book
I know,
test.
it's just amazing. Seriously,
So I'm
winging it.
grateful.
And we had one of the best biology teachers
We
in the
did.
country, and
Is that
I mean,
Paul
really,
Cox?
No,
No,
it was Mr. Webb.
Oh yeah, Mr. Webb.
I mean,
Mr. Webb.
well, I say, wasn't it
I took
about
zoology
80 to
from
90% of his students would get 5s, which is the highest score you can
On
get
AP.
on the advanced
yeah.
placement. They call it advanced placement, and you earn college
College
credits
credits
for
for
it.
Yeah, and I did the pre-med dissecting cadavers and stuff at BYU, and it was the
While in high
exact
school.
same format.
Yeah.
It
It was
was just
awesome.
easy breezy because he had already lifted us to that level for zoology and AP.
Yeah.
Biology.
Zoology and physiology.
One of the breakthroughs that you've had, I think, is what makes Rose great. I said she was a private tutor. She's very good at teaching. Like, she can explain really difficult things very well. So you're an amazing teacher for
Thank
your family, which I admire a lot, because you'd have a devotional every morning, and she can teach her kids. Her kids are so really intelligent. They learn from your teaching, and so I don't know if you can see that. What's been a breakthrough? Have your devotionals paid off? Have your kids
They like
implemented that,
discussing,
or they like to talk?
they love discussing
Discussing.
scripture topics and just.
Well, Weston is
pondering
just
things
illustrating
and-
a whole comic book right now, and he
Yes.
got that
He's
talent
supposed to be
somewhere.
illustrating my children's books.
Well, I will say
That's
this.
his next project.
Just as one of the sisters, is all of us graduated from college but Rosalie. There's a difference. But Rosalie did not need a degree. She, I mean,
Get it? I know.
I know she was so
still
close.
gonna Check that box.
You know what though? I mean,
You know,
that's
I
not a
got
put
on
down
to
at all.
see, you know, where you can online, you can get your degree.
I
There's
know.
that thing from
But
the
you
lady.
have 11 walking encyclopedias of your life instilled. I mean,
College
that's an amazing contribution, because nobody can ever take that away from what you and Jonathan have created, and that's
I did
amazing.
get my realtor license.
Well,
and I
she
do
runs
have
her own
a
business.
Yeah, I was gonna
She's
say that.
certified
She had a
legal document
bookstore.
preparer, and I keep that
Yeah.
continuing education up all the time.
I mean, it's
so
like
Both of that.
Talk a little bit about financial, because Jason and I were just reading or watching a documentary on Japan, where Japan's culture is completely like getting extinct. They predict it will if the rate it's going, because it's a negative birth rate.
Yeah,
So
the
they were interviewing a lot of them. A
demographic
lot of them are just, they say it's too expensive to have kids. So I always get asked that, how can you afford college for all of your kids? I'm sure you get the same question. So financially, I'm sure it's been difficult sometimes. So talk a little bit about breakthroughs that you've had financially with having a large family.
Limited money necessitates that you limit your choices on what's priority and what the best choices are, and
What
that
are the
you
best choices? What does that look
discuss. I think priority for us has been community service, travel, and learning opportunities, mainly, and hosting. It costs to host, but that's just been one of our priorities to
host foreign exchange students, right?
well, host foreign exchange
and
that's-
hosting tons of
But
other
no, I was
events
thinking- I was
and
thinking
people
more
service.
Yeah, like every
Jonathan
Sunday
cooks
dinner.
for the entire-
Sunday
Yeah.
dinner, we have the extended
Kiwanis.
family, all of my husband's siblings. Will try and join as often as they can, and everyone comes over for Sunday dinner. We do
It's
the
like 30
main
to 40
course.
people every Sunday.
we prepare the main course and some little side dishes here and there too, and everybody kind of brings potluck. But that is quite a cost, and we go all out on holidays and things.
And you do it every Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've always had.
Well, we did too
Sometimes-
growing up. We
sometimes
always had
his
somebody.
parents host too. We kind of
Take turns.
take turns, and it's pretty even. Yeah, it's pretty even.
So for Rosie being a homebody, one of her breakthroughs is that she knew Jonathan was for her, and she moved to Yuma, Arizona, and she's lived there ever since, raising her family
Yeah,
and
26
blooming
years
where
now.
she's planted, and same with you in Texas. So you root back and you miss family, but I really admire you for taking that on, becoming the women that you are, and
And we invite you
Crazy.
down for good
oh
weather
yeah,
and Thanksgiving.
that's awesome. No,
Thank-
those,
You know, a big
Our
Thanksgiving
kids
with
love that
my
so
side
much.
and his side together. It's large, fast, but so enjoyable.
well, let me just backtrack a little bit. There's several people that we've got who have joined us in, and after Barbie, Debbie Keith and Becca Silva.
Oh, nice.
We've got
Hi,
Nietzsche Staples and
MJ.
Shauna Lloyd,
Thanks,
and
Shauna.
Patrick
Wow.
Bridges,
I haven't heard her around.
and
Dr. Bridges.
Yoon.
Thanks, Patrick.
Hi V.
You guys.
Is it?
V
Noon.
is their
Uh-huh.
And then
Noon.
Deborah Lyons,
Noon.
our your sister-in-law, and Patrice Smith.
yeah, that's my general manager's
Yeah,
wife.
Berlin
Thanks,
Smith
Patrice.
is watching, and Graciela
Hi,
Dominguez.
everyone.
Graciela
How
de
exciting.
Argentina.
I know.
Gracias, Graciela.
And Becca Silva sent hearts when you're talking about family stuff. Angie Stutzman joined us, and
Oh, Angie.
she says hello with
That's Rose's friend that I love
yeah with
Yes.
purple
too. A
hearts.
mutual
So
friend we
delightful.
love.
And Sabrina Owens.
visionary.
Yay, Sabrina. Thanks.
And then Angie said, Rosalie is an amazing and great friend, and happy birthday to you both.
Oh,
Awesome.
thanks
So,
so much.
Yeah, I just wanted to include them.
Thanks,
so
you
fun to
guys.
get together.
That's one advantage of being a twin. Like, we have double friends. Like, when I go
Yes.
visit Rose in Yuma, she introduces me to her friends, and then they're just great friends. Like, just like I've known them for a long time. And our childhood friends growing up, like, she had
Kelly?
best
I
friends.
was asked once
They were always my
in,
friends too.
in
So-
high school, but yet we didn't have the exact same crowds, which was interesting.
cheerleader
but
crowd.
everyone was
Sporty
nice
crowd.
to both of us. You know, there wasn't anyone unkind to one and
No,
nice
yeah.
to the other. But we were lucky in that. But I remember someone asking in high school, you know, so what are the benefits of being a twin? And right off the bat, I remember answering, even though it hadn't occurred to me, and it kind of surprised me, was double birthday parties. We get invited to so many parties because we have such a large reach of. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was fun.
We had a lot of fun birthday parties too. Yeah.
And one of
And
the
just the
similarities
weekend party.
is you both, we all the sisters from all the youngers, the four of us serve Spanish speaking. So Graciela
Yeah.
says,
sí.
hola besitos para todos y
qué bien.
podemos entender todo.
Gracias.
Es de Argentina. Es
Ah.
una hermana de Madsen. Ha estado enseñándole.
Ah, qué bien.
Gracias,
Y
gracias.
yo y mi hermana
Bienvenido.
Julie hicimos la misión en Rosario y
En Argentina.
sí. Y
Muy bien, le voy a ver en
Córdoba.
julio.
So that's
Te
something
dije.
that has really pulled us together is having that common Spanish love for
and your
all
Well,
spouses
okay.
speak Spanish too.
But
Yes,
my
our
grandpa
spouses
was
speak.
born in Mexico, so you guys realize that we are Hispanic.
It's our roots.
We're Latina.
We claim them too. Yes.
Yeah, only in. Yeah.
Ándale, ándale.
Oye, carnal.
Mato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speedy Gonzalez.
But
I
it
mean,
wasn't
yeah.
Latino. It wasn't in the bloodline, but it was in spirit and
Yeah.
loving.
lot.
We feel like we love like that. We
Well,
can
they're
capture the goodness in the Latina cultura.
Celebration of the dance, the culture, the music, the
Oh, and we grew up with folk
Arts,
dancers, like seeing
yeah.
all the dances from all over the world, and
international
love
folk
that.
dancers and
Musically.
appreciating
Yeah.
what cultures have to contribute and
Yeah.
unify anybody from around the world. They
Okay,
all
a
have
couple other
wonderful
things
to
because we're
share.
running out of time. What about cooking? Okay, for a large
Cooking.
family, you have some really creative ideas because I love to cook too. But
What are your systems?
yeah, she has an amazing system
Well,
for cooking.
I
A
have
discovery, a breakthrough.
it's more like a secret, not secret, but
Tell me your secret. Tell me your secret.
it's like a real sense of accomplishment when I can take something left over and dress it up some other way and represent it, and my family has no idea. I just think that's the best
That's
thing
because
ever.
her husband hates leftovers.
But it's efficient. I actually mourn really good food, quality food going to waste.
Moldy
I mourn that.
cheese.
But
Yeah, our dad would just cut down all the mold, and we just use the inside, which had no mold.
No, Rose is amazing. Like Ratatouille, like that's our kids'
One of their favorites.
Ratatouille out of leftovers.
They
It's
begged
amazing.
me to make ratatouille. They begged me to make
Little
Persian
do you know
stew.
what's in this ratatouille.
Well, I just have these standby recipes that are really clean out the fridge recipes, but you just it's
Throw in and-
glorious
Yep.
with
Mhm.
fresh herbs.
I
And
think we're all good at that.
yeah, we are. Our
Yeah.
family does that really well. But I
Creative.
have this secret little high when I can pull that off, and they'll say, "Best dinner ever, Mom." So
Well, part of it's also because our siblings went on missions to different places around the world, and so they'd come back with different kinds of foods that they wanted Mom to make or you to make. So we have quite an eclectic, sense of kind of cuisine. We like all
Yeah.
different kind of. I mean, we'll try.
and we're adventurous.
What's the
We'll
craziest
try
thing you've
anything.
had? Like, she makes really good menudo. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah, I like
I think the
menudo.
craziest thing I've eaten is a giant ant from Colombia. But
I've
Did
had
you-
I've had the giant ants in Belize. They make it
Yeah, on our
bread. They make
mission.
flour with dried desiccated ants.
Wow.
But I've had bull testicles in a
Yeah.
stew.
Mm-hmm.
Consuelo Valladares. That's a shout out to you and your family.
Guess
And
who's
it was
watching,
so
Rose?
wonderful.
Your sweetheart is watching.
Yay!
Hi, sweetie.
Hi,
And
sweetie. Oh,
Callie Templeman just joined us.
hey, Callie. She's here in Utah now. She's
Cool.
from Texas.
And
Our
Clark
friends in
and,
Texas.
and Tamara Quigley.
Woohoo!
And then
Thanks, you guys.
Elena Heaton.
Awesome. Yeah, we're in our hometown house, just having a fun time.
Oh, and we would dare each other to bite a worm in half.
Oh, no,
Remember
okay.
how to
No,
fried worms?
Rose.
Okay,
Rose
tell about
would-
the grasshopper.
Grasshoppers.
Cricket. It was
She would eat
yeah, it was a
grasshopper
grasshopper.
legs.
She
They
said they were just
tasted
cooked
like
by the
chicken.
sun.
Exactly, because it was fried in the sun. That's what you said.
Yeah. Solar cooking.
No, we got hungry sometimes because we'd be out playing in the mountains. We'd play for hours. Like these mountains behind us here was our babysitter. I
Tons
told
of
my mom,
huts
Yeah.
all over.
like my
Yeah.
parents
Okay,
just let
I
us
have to go
play
back
in
to
the
how
mountains.
tiny I was for how many years. I was the honorary
Runt.
privileged person, runt of the family. But I could go inside the clay cave and fit through the tiny, tiny hole and be the one to
rescue.
It's
the
like
clay.
in Lady Hawk where he's that opening scene
Yeah,
and he's
the
trying
mouse.
to climb through. Yeah, the mouse is going through the sewers. It was that took me back to that memory. But I would go in there, and then it was just pure clay deposit. And you'd scrape with your fingernails, and you'd feel this cold, wet, and it would drip down on you, clay. And then I'd have to push it through out to the hands of my brothers that would, be getting all that clay. And we'd get enough, and we would mold little teacups and saucers and just little
Put them
pottery.
in the fire and
And
fire.
they'd build a fire and get the cinder blocks and create a little kiln there on the mountain, and then we'd bring them home and paint them.
Isn't that amazing? Like the mountains are an amazing babysitter, like I said.
Yeah,
So,
we would hike up the little ice cold streams, and we'd
build
take
a
our
dam.
shoes off and we'd dam it up.
It's amazing we
Have a
never
little
had any
water
major
hole.
accidents though. I mean,
I know.
like
we never
rattlesnake bites
The
and
horse corrals down there. I was telling friends how we'd lure them over with the hay
Grass and hay.
and then we'd leap on their backs and ride them around the corral. That could have been so deadly. I would freak out if my kids did that.
I know. Wow.
We had
So-
an amazing childhood. My kids are all jealous of the stories of
and the
childhood
Easter
ones.
cross, since it was just Easter, we'd always take hikes up to the Easter cross.
Yeah.
Have
Yes.
picnics.
The mountains were amazing.
We
And
could just
so
sit
we
there
would eat
quietly
things.
and we'd just watch deer. We'd go up on and I remember watching deer and seeing different
Just being
wildlife.
in nature.
and
The mountains are, like I said,
our
part of
best
me. They're just
babysitter,
amazing.
yeah.
You can't take the mountain out of me. But
And we'd go find gooseberries in
yeah,
people's
we'd
yards.
find things to eat. We
And
yeah.
plums
Concord
and lots of
grapes
other.
across the street there.
We would eat
the
weird things
plums.
though. What are those little things that you'd get from the weeds? Those little round things.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I just
Those-
pulled some yesterday and thought of that. On our model home.
What
Well-
were they called?
They're just little round.
They look like gooseberries or
buds.
whatever.
Something.
No, they taste almost starchy. And
Yeah,
they're-
starchy. Yeah.
They're round.
Who knows what plant
tiny
it is,
little
but
ones.
we
And
would eat
They
it.
come
Well-
huge. There's a huge variety that they get this big instead of just little
Yeah.
this big.
Or we'd eat
And-
honeysuckles, and we'd
Oh,
try and
yes.
do like maybe after 50, Oh, I'm kind of full now.
Johnny
Salted
Payne is
out.
watching, listening to these memories. Well, we had a
What we
grandma
would
that gave
do-
us dandelion juice.
Oh yeah.
Don't spray the dandelions because it was a really
I'm gonna put
good
'em in
blood
the blender.
cleanser.
Yeah.
And add pineapple juice, and it was bitter, but we knew it was
Pineapple
good
juice
for
made
us.
it bearable.
One thing also I wanted to have Rose talk about. So, you know, people ask how we're going to pay for our kids' college or how can we financially
Well, the first answer is
Care for that.
scholarships.
scholarships help. But also,
But yes, the
yeah, so
savings too. We did 4-H, and the kids would,
well,
start
so
a
her
college
kids
fund,
work. Her
admission
kids know
fund.
how to work. So
Yeah.
I just, when you brought up dandelions, I remember I would pick up dandelions from the yard and my mom would pay me a penny for a dandelion. And that was like really great, you know, I thought that
Right.
was awesome. But in a large family, you know, we had a garden, you guys have had a garden, you have citrus trees. But teaching your kids to work, you guys,
My husband's
Really
great
good.
at that.
and that's,
And mostly it's been signing up for community events, and catering events to raise money for scouts and raise money for causes. And they would see us serve in the community, and it just took everybody. We'd have to load up and make sure we had everything we needed, and
The event necessitated
prep
the
all
cooperation.
yes, and it was for this long, and everybody works really hard, and you stay on them, and then they'd have a smile and interact with the different people coming through and talk and clean up, and
wow, you accomplished so many different things.
that would send them
so-
to
right.
scout camp. But yes, that overall.
But then what happens is they also know how to really pack it up fun to go
Yeah.
out shooting on the desert with the wheeling and tacos and how to have fun.
Mm-hmm. know
So
how to
you work hard, you
mobilize
play
and
hard, water
deconstruct.
skiing. Yeah,
Water
whatever.
skiing.
Right,
Yeah.
and it's a quite a feat and an ordeal just to get everybody out at the expected time. And my husband has learned a lot of patience in that, and we've learned how to hustle more, to get that balance to be a win. But they really become well rounded in everybody pitching in.
I will say one interesting thing. So both
We
of our
married
husbands
Jen.
are 10 days apart, and they're both a year younger
They're
than both of
jizz.
us. And they
Yeah.
started
Jonathan and
with
Let us
Jay-
know.
Jason.
Jonathan, Jason. But what's sort of interesting that we've noticed is her husband is sort of similar to what I was kind of like, or I mean, we have some similar things in
And then
common.
your
And then my
husband
husband,
is
Jason, has
so
a lot of
relatable to me.
similar,
Personalities,
personality-wise.
Right.
He's a great teacher. He's very patient. He'll sit down with the kids, and I'm like, I got to get stuff done, So that's kind of interesting how being a team
marrying.
and complementing each
Uh-huh.
other.
So I would say,
Complementary.
Rosie, are you
We've
kind of
become a
have
lot
some
alike.
white
We
qualities?
become a lot more alike though
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
of our
Blue, white.
spouses.
Red, blue, white.
Yeah, like my husband's taught me a lot more about being a teacher and being patient and that kind of
Being
thing.
a
So,
peacemaker and a really stable
yeah.
kind
So
of
it's kind of
person, yeah.
interesting how our husbands have helped us to even become more alike.
Yeah.
In
And
the
we're
ways that we were
appreciative in our
different.
spouses because we
Yeah.
already appreciate that in each other too.
Yeah.
That we felt like a whole unit coming, and then who we married carried that on, and then only helps us be closer because of the parallels that we go through now.
You were talking a little bit about community service, and I posted a picture of you with Trump. So I kind of wanted to bring it in because her husband was the Republican chairman for Arizona this past year, and so they were.
That's 2 years.
Oh yeah, it was 2 years. So they were involved quite a bit with political
Chairman
things,
in our
community
county for
things,
several years too, but
which
Yeah,
was hard for her because he was gone so much. He had to go to Phoenix how many times a week, 3-4 times a week, which is a 3-hour drive unless he's driving, and it's a 2-hour drive or 2.5-hour drive. But what was that like? Being in the political scene with having a lot of people's eyes on you, having a lot of children. I mean, what kind of pressure was that like? I know you didn't really like Trump that much, but you've met him several times, and so I'm just curious.
I like what he's been able to accomplish. I like that, seeing something get done finally is such a nice, fresh change. I like being politically active, and freedom is one of my prized core values, and So that's been nice to involve the kids.
Well, and you're living in a hotbed before the immigration issue
the
became so
border
hot.
town.
It's always been hot in Yuma,
More now.
and yet you guys have integrated. I mean, Jonathan's been a member of the Los Caballeros in Yuma, which is the welcoming committee for people to integrate and to help them and give,
They
you know, the
sponsor all
services.
the events, which is more community service that he was involved in, doing balloon festivals and classic car shows and float downs on
It's
the river.
walking the talk,
and-
and yet, you know, before it became such a hot issue, Yuma has been at the crux, and you know, still is in a lot of ways.
It's a successful community, and the border section works really well there. So that was
That's why he
something
had
that-
Trump and Pence come down
come
a
and
lot,
see
right?
the border there that was working better than other sections, and just the way the whole community integrates and is very close knit and community minded and supporting very healthy nonprofit
And both
presence.
of you are bilingual, which
many
helps a lot.
nonprofits there that collaborate instead of compete.
Well, and your family has helped a lot of people just with the roofing company, the industry, you know, integrate a lot of people. You know, when I had my restaurant, you introduced somebody that became my principal manager and cook that we just absolutely adored. And same with, you know, all the sectors, like at Christmas, all the stadium is filled with all the people that come together in the community and have Santa come and concert and just fun things. Just
Right.
it's awesome.
You've united so much of the community.
So we really just have tried to pay it forward to the community and help the children see that when you give your time, you give your talent, and you dedicate resources in the community in just unselfish service, that they will they'll only love who they serve more and more. And if you want to be a greater influence, then you serve more and more, and
That's a great
it
principle.
makes them well-rounded, and not paralyzed by fear or stage fright. I had that. I struggled with that growing up, a little bit of stage fright and not wanting all attention on me, being put on the spot.
And yet she's singing
Quick
the
piano lessons.
the Star Spangled Banner at the Diamondbacks game, right? Like
and
a solo.
Trump's rally,
Oh, yeah.
mind you.
Trump's rally.
Oh yeah, and
With-
singing the Star
she's
Spangled
putting it
Banner
together at our
Trump's
family
solo.
reunion, and Jonathan couldn't join us, poor guy, but
So
he
what a
set it all up.
breakthrough. Seriously, like I
Yeah,
forgot
so-
about that. That's
I
amazing.
know.
And it was a cappella, no
Acapella.
backup, you
Right.
know, music.
Amazing.
So.
Well, I sucked my sister Evelyn in to help me sound better.
And you did the fourth verse, which
And we
is-
did the fourth verse, the last verse that talks about God and how He really is the core source of our freedom, and to keep that in mind, not forget that. So it has been a breakthrough in just getting out there and realizing that life's an adventure and it's not anything to worry about, because if you fail now, you'll have another opportunity later to probably do better. You just keep doing, and
Well,
just
let me
smile
just-
through it, laugh through it if you
Yeah.
if you
That's
mess
great,
up,
Rose.
and it's really nothing
great.
scary. So,
Regroup, reset, every day is a new chance to do that. Melanie Brown and Evelina R. is watching, and Marcia
Avelina.
Holfeld.
Gracias, Avelina. Muy bien.
So-
Acabo de conocerle.
So I don't want to leave you out, Shell, though, because you have
Yeah,
Casa Home Health.
No,
You
no,
have integrated
no,
so many
no,
people.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I know.
okay.
Okay.
No,
time.
this was about Rose, and we're going to have more sessions because I want her to talk about her books so that we can get her prepped and make sure she gets them written so that she can have her book signing.
we got a support team here.
and then she's
Cheerleaders.
also a
Cheerleaders
realtor.
in my family.
She started a realtor group now, and so we can get you out there a little bit with that with some promotional things.
That's been fun.
One quick thing with balancing everything, like how have you balanced so
Stays
much?
up as a night owl and talks to me once in a
I I've become.
Morgan!
I always was a night owl ever since I was the tiniest
Yeah, we
little
were
4-year-old
different that way.
girl. My daddy would invite me to go down to Carson's Market to pick up some groceries. You know, and they stayed they stayed open till late, 10 or 10:30 even. It seemed, and you were always
I would
asleep
go to sleep.
right at 8. You're just 8 o'clock. You were down. Your
was
eyes
playing a
got
lot.
heavy.
Yeah,
I was so
you were
tired.
very different that way.
So I was his little go-to companion to go out on those late night trips and get him to buy me an ice cream cone or some little treat like my kids do to me. And so I've also, because then I married a morning lark who gets
4
up. He's a
a.m.
roofer, and you've got to beat the sun, and so
Yuma.
gets up at 3:30 in the hot summer.
Wow.
4:35. They kind of scoot their times,
Depending on
start
winter or
times,
summer.
depending on the season. So it's so nice when we get to sleep in and he's still there at 5:30 in the morning. That's wonderful. but yeah, I'm a morning lark, getting the kids up for seminary, and
So the balance is that you don't sleep. That doesn't sound very balanced. 3 hours of sleep, that's all you need. No.
and maybe
But
a 15
with the
minute nap
baby,
in the
she
day.
would take a
Spiritually.
little nap with them at times. I remember that.
Talk about
I find
spiritual things.
Yes,
So-
I find my reboot is in spiritual things. If I can read the scriptures, if I can have meditation, prayer time, and I can tell my Father in heaven anything that's bothering me, anything that's stressing me, ask Him for blessings, ask Him for gifts, ask Him for extra help to come in. He does it, and I even just ask Him to recharge my batteries when I'm really low, and I can tell I'm starting to get a sore throat or congested or allergies are coming in, and I know it's going to affect me. Then I ask Him to step in, and that's really my my little secret to have some quiet pondering time. And I like to have an earbud in and listen to something uplifting and edifying. If I've even told my husband this, if I'm doing something so boring as doing dishes or sweeping or mopping or folding clothes, organizing a closet or a drawer, then I want my mind to be the better off for it, because I just feel like that it's not wasted time. It's nice to get order, but I want to be a better me for having spent the time. And so I select things to listen to and have
She's
listened
always
to the
learning.
Book of Mormon.
She loves
listen to
learning.
scriptures.
I think we're all
listen to
kinda like that,
podcasts.
yeah.
We're all like that, but I thrive on my mind getting sharper and something really feeding and nurturing my spirit and having more hope and optimism as I'm doing something so mundane as deciding what stays, deciding what goes, and what's a better system of where to find it when I need it.
That's great.
So, Shelly's daughter, Morgan Baum, has joined, and tell a bit where she's at.
She's in the Dominican Republic, and she gets home next week, and I'm so excited.
Time flew. That was so
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
I know,
Thanks,
everybody
Morgan.
can't even believe what
I hope
she's
you
been up
join
to,
us.
like hugging the
Crazy stuff.
dolphins and
Everybody's
teaching little
schedule's
kids.
amazing.
And,
Yeah.
Horseback riding. And
Yeah. So
and,
awesome.
my
and then
favorite things.
Kimberly Duvalois is
Yeah.
a
She was a missionary in Texas.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome. And
she's out here now.
Jan, our sister, has joined
Hey,
in
Jan
too.
from Ohio. We love you. We're gonna miss you. So,
And Nick
Anyway,
Judd
so-
just joined us.
hey Nick,
And-
awesome. He's in Pleasant Grove. Thanks so much, Nick. You're a great friend. Well, I hope. I know we could just talk forever, honestly.
Yeah.
So
That's what we do in our.
that's
what we do best.
Talk
We're gonna do a
forever.
sisters retreat. Stay up all night tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, we will. It'll be so fun.
Talk a little bit.
We're gonna have a get together, sisters get together tomorrow night
Remember that
with
song?
Mom. Yeah,
Music Man.
yeah, we should sing TDQ. So,
Oh, let's do that really
So-
quick.
Okay.
one thing to close, because we love to sing together and do music together. But my sister Nancy, who's recording, you want to sing too, Nance?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nance taught us a song that we'll sing together. It's a Basque song from Spain. There's the Basque people
The northern area.
in the northern area of Spain. and they don't like to share their language with anybody. So they're very like patriotic with their culture. And so when Nancy went to visit them, how did you get someone to teach you that song?
Actually, it was one of my MTC teachers who was very close. It took him a long time to gain their trust, and this is their national song. They always, it's we were three, but now we're one. That's what the meaning of the song is. Kind of the unity that they'll always feel as Basque people. And in fact, down in Taos, New Mexico, and there's communities all over the United States that have Basque communities, and our cousin married one up in Salt Lake. And
cool.
Anyway.
Okay, well, just for fun to close, because
it'll be a nice note to close on.
What do you
I'll go down. I'll go down.
Amazing night.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Tiriki trauki iru talau dira saspi Zuru zumuru bate andira uru Tiriki trauki eskeresku vivi en artenda vesubi Os pare os lesare iru talau dira vi.
Wow, we
Something just
remembered it
fun.
after all these years.
Yeah, we haven't sung that for
When's the last time?
20 years.
15.
It's just something that keeps us loving each other.
And singing in the car when we were over in Europe,
Yeah.
picking up Tom off his
Lots of
mission.
fun. Okay, well, thanks so much for joining us. We'll do another part 3 with Rose, so we can share more about how awesome she is and inspire y'all to.
Get me setting goals and accountable to.
And
the report
Brenda
on them.
Lemaire and Kathy Robinson just joined us, and you
Yay!
can
Oh,
rewatch.
hi,
This is a long one, but
Yeah.
it's fun. Thank
So-
you, everyone.
One quick thing I was going to tell you. So we have a YouTube channel now, so you can go back to Barriers and Breakthroughs YouTube, and you can watch all the episodes that we have on there. They're all loaded, 28,
Good
29
for
of them.
you.
So
Look at her go.
with-
She's amazing.
with titles, yeah, no, they're just great people on there, so you can learn along from everybody. Just I want to encourage that, and also you can like us on Instagram, Facebook, of course. Barriers and
Truth is more
Breakthroughs.
fun than fiction. Isn't
So-
it just amazing when you find out, and that was true. That's a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd like Rose to share at a future time her story about her daughter drowning and how she made it through that. That's really an inspiring story for me especially. And so, yeah, tune in and tell your friends about it. If you know somebody that would be great to be on the Barriers and Breakthroughs show, someone that's had
Contact her.
something, then just message me on Facebook and we'll get them on. Anywhere in the country, in the world. I'm going to get some people from Africa that I met in the United Nations coming up here. So, yeah,
Oh, exciting.
I know. It'll be great.
And Kathy Robinson said, "You two are beautiful," and I agree.
Thanks, Kathy. It was so fun to see
Kathy
you at the
has
reunion.
9 children, and she's amazing.
She still has 9 children.
Well, I know.
Has
Yeah,
had.
she's one of my favorite
Yeah.
people, and I love Kathy. So thanks, Kathy,
Thank
for
you so
joining us.
much.
Okay, well, we're going to sign off. So have a good night, and we'll be talking to you soon.